You're with 26th Black Night Film Festival and welcome to PÖFF TV. Today we are discussing about a very interesting another film which is in the youth competition, and also it is the international premiere of the film at PÖFF this year. So the title of the film is Virginity, and we are in discussion with the director Māor Zagour. Welcome, Māor.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good to be here.
So you've been with the festival for like a few days now. You're walking around the city.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how do you find the festival and the Tallinn city?
First of all, the city is beautiful. The people are very nice, very polite, and the weather is great. Nah, just kidding. The weather's horrible.
Is it too cold for you?
Yeah, it's too much for me. I'm not used to that cold, but it's fun. It's beautiful. When it's all white, it's beautiful. It's my first time in Estonia, and it's a really beautiful country. Yeah, as far as what I've seen so far.
Because when we were watching your film, also it has like very warm look with a lot of sun. So it was quite refreshing to watch your film in the cold weather in Estonia.
Yes.
So let's get into the discussion of your journey. You've been acclaimed dramatist. Your plays have traveled the world, and you have produced like TV series which is most watched around. So what was your need when you decided one of your plays to get inspired to cinema? So how did this decision came?
First of all, I think I got in the whole business of the show business or the art business. I got into it from the perspective of someone who wants to make a movie. And making a movie is a really difficult process, and it's a very difficult mission. It takes a long time, and it takes many people. It needs a lot of money and a lot of effort. And what happened in my case is that I started at the beginning. I started with theater and then TV, and it's like I gained all kind of skills.
Yep.
And when I felt that I'm ready, I wanted to fulfill the dream that I actually started with, ready to do my first film. And I didn't think I'm ready before that.
Okay.
But that was my top priority.
Right. And also you mentioned this film is like a semi-autobiography. So from the play to a film, when you're bringing it, so what was the challenges and what are the things you've changed?
First of all, the play is based on a short story that I've written, which is based on my teenage youth experiences and stories. And the play was my first play in theater ever, and I approached this part of my life, and I wanted to solve something that I believe is international. The whole experience of the connection between sexual maturity or teenage in a sexual process, in order to how does a boy becomes a man, and what's the process he needs to go through, and what it involves with guilt, parents, everything that's inside. And I felt that this is a story that people around the world would wanna listen to, and recognize with.
Right. Yeah, that's true. So I want to know again, when you are structuring the script, you have squeezed time using a creative license, from the childhood and the adolescence into two characters, and then it looks almost it's the childhood of this boy. So and it comes to a you get this creative license and create a surrealistic approach. So were you planning for when you're writing the film script this surrealistic approach, or you had it from the play itself?
The play and the script has the same essence of the story, but they're different in the tone and the way I'm telling it. For example, in the play, there were no parents. They were just talking about them, but there were no parents' characters. And in my movie, I wanted to add this parents part because I felt that this would give another depth.
Yeah,
to
different
the
perspective which comes in.
Yes, yes, yes. And also when I wrote the play, I was 26, and I was single,
Right.
and I was free, and I was open. And today, when I'm making a movie, I'm a parent.
Yeah.
I'm married. I have a career. You know, I'm a totally different person telling the same story. So it would have to be different, a different perspective.
And also like some like technical questions that I have, like it when you're watching the film, it looks like you have very well planned shots are there. It's example like you like it looks like you've planned the edit. Like I'm sure it's not a coincidence, like where that flights are like when they're cycling in the runway and the flight takes off, and then like the next shot you cut and you have like particles flying on the shot.
It's funny.
So,
you remember that?
Yeah. So like it's like very striking, like these details which you have worked. So like do you like write these things, or like you plan your edit? How did you work with your photographer and also with your editor?
I'll surprise you. It's nothing is being prepared.
Okay.
Almost nothing is being prepared. There are three major scenes in the movie that are one shots. Now, when you do a one shot, you have to prepare. You have to do rehearsals. It has to look kind of the way you wanted it to be, and then you let it just happen. So these are the parts that we were preparing to, and that I wanted it to have something, because this is like theater.
Yeah.
When doing a one shot, it's like theater.
Yeah.
It's just filming it. But for the rest of the movie, and this is my approach to directing always, I feel that when I get prepared, I mean, I don't do storyboard.
Right.
I don't do it. I feel that when you prepare something before you get to set, when you're on set, because the time schedule, what you do is you're trying to fulfill what you've been prepared to.
Yeah.
And sometimes what's happening now is more important. And just figuring out what's happening now. I knew the story, I wrote the story, I know how it's built, and I just want to come there. I want to see the situation. I want to feel the actors, see how they woke up today, and how they're feeling, and just and go with them, whatever they bring it to.
Right.
And sometimes luck happens, and when you're free and when you're not structured into what you planned, luck has much more space to go into. So the whole shot with the plane and with the flowers going on the floor was just luck.
Yeah. I mean that's the beauty of like cinema also, like as a director, when you have given a lot of space, and that space has created magic on screen.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So like also like I wanted to like ask like as you mentioned like how you work with the actors, because like you've been working with actors on 3 different mediums. You work in theater, you work with television, and now it's in cinema.
Yes.
So do you have like a certain way of working with actors every time?
I spend most of the time, I think it's the most important thing, in casting. I'm not the first one saying it. You casted well. I mean, if you did good casting, the rest will work in a way. So I put a lot of effort into the casting process. I see many different kind of actors from all various parts of the country and all various typecasts. I do not. And then once I pick the actors, I just I need to get to know them, to see what turns them on, what turns them off, who are they, what's their strong points in the character, and then I just I push some buttons in order to make them cause it's a very emotional movie.
Yeah.
It's not what's the word? It's not stoic.
Yeah.
It's very, it's Spanish.
Yeah.
It's it's like so. I wanted the actors to be always in this position of where all their extreme feelings will be right on the edge, and I just need to push them. So it's about the relationship that I have with the actors, getting to know them, and trying to figure out what turns them on.
Okay.
It's like a research. It's like you're a detective of their qualities.
Yeah. Because we could see like when you're watching also, the actors are very organic on like, you know, the way that they present it, so that you have like, you know, really given space to the actors and then like develop with that. So my last question, it's like when you see your film on the screen and which you have made an art piece which reflects you and it's mirroring you, how do you feel like, you know, when you're watching a film as a spectator now?
It took me almost 3 years to edit the film. I edited, you know, there was the COVID, and there were a lot of gaps, but it took me 3 years to figure out what version of the story I wanted to finish with. And the cut of the film you're watching is cut number 271.
Wow.
Means there are 270 before that.
Yeah.
That we assembled.
Right.
So you put the end in the middle, and you want to put and you break the structure, and then you break it again.
Yeah.
So I know the movie by heart so well that it's hard for me to watch it today and be, you know, objective or clear out of it. But and that's the fun part, when you're watching it with someone you like and someone you know, it's not just the audience. It's like a blank audience, someone you know. So you're kind of watching it through his eyes. You know that?
Yeah.
It's like when I was a kid, I would watch a movie, and then I would want to go watch watch the same movie with my dad. So we would sit on the sofa, and I saw the movie. I know everything, but I'm watching it through him, you know? So when that happens, I can actually really enjoy my work through the people that I came with.
Yeah, amazing. I think this film will definitely embraced by people as like your all the productions which you have done, and we wish you all the best, a great festival success and a great festival journey and a great international release for you. Thank you, Māor, for coming.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Too short.
Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap, and I'm Dhanushka from PÖFF TV.